Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Here at Chase Report, we shine a light on police misconduct and hold public officials accountable.
If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our upcoming videos. Today's clip comes courtesy of Carl Burks, and you'll find their channel link down below in the description.
Be sure to check them out and show some support. Now, let's jump straight into it because this one is definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
That's just why you're filming inside to the station.
Just filming it.
Sorry?
Just filming it.
Just filming it.
Sergeant XL.
Yeah, can I ask why you're doing it? I've got no issue explaining why we're coming out and asking you.
Yeah.
Tell us why you're
I'm
filming
just making a video.
What's the video about?
The police station. Would you mind identifying, please?
Huh?
Would you mind identifying?
You've already identified me. That's
No, but you
absolutely
have to identify
I
yourself.
don't have to. If
You
I'm
don't.
stopping and searching you, then I do, okay? But I've got my surname, I've got a shoulder number, and you've already said that, okay?
Alright.
And the camera will pick it up as well. Can I ask why you're filming into the police station?
We've just got an interest in it.
You've got an interest?
Yeah.
Well, if you're interested, do you want to ask me any questions? Happily give you an escorted tour and we can arrange that. But if
Can
you
we do that now?
But if you're just filming it, not right now, we can make an appointment or we can sort
Come on,
something
you
out.
just said it.
But
Like, what else are you doing? Let's do it now.
Sir, I'm saying you can't do it right now, okay?
Alright.
That's unreasonable because we've got a job that we're doing. But if you're filming into the police station, well within my rights to ask why you're doing that because nobody else is doing it, okay? It's not a regular thing.
The video kicks off with officers confronting the filmer outside a police station. They immediately demand to know why he's recording, pressing for identification and intent. The auditor calmly explains, is simply making a video about the police station. The officer insists he has to ask questions because filming a secure building is unusual. Already you can feel the tension. This is a classic standoff between public rights and police suspicion. The auditor, however, remains calm, refusing to be baited into over-explaining himself. This opening set the tone for a sharp clash of authority versus rights interview.
Alright, then I've got a question.
Hold on, let me finish. You don't need to film why we're coming in and out and what we're doing inside here, okay?
Are you aware of what it is?
No,
what
because you
this
haven't told
is?
me. You said you're filming.
I feel like you do. I feel like you would be aware
I
of
have
what
no
this
idea.
is. Really?
Why?
So what do you think that our purpose is?
Please tell me.
You said
I've told you
if
my
I can ask you
purpose
a
why I'm out
question.
here. I'm asking you, what is your purpose? That's the
Okay.
first question I asked you.
I've said I have an interest in the police.
No, you said in the police station.
Yeah, I've got an interest in the police
What
station.
is that interest?
Nothing bad, but
Then-
what do you think this is? You're a
I
sergeant.
have no idea. That's why I'm asking.
But what would you- if
I'm
you were
not,
to-
I'm
if
not
you
a
were to
mind
assume-
reader, and I'm treating you with some courtesy.
I appreciate
I
that.
credit you with the
the-
intelligence to just have a conversation with me. That's all.
We can have a conversation, but I'm just obviously you said that I could ask you a question. So obviously my question would be, if you were to guess, what would you believe my purpose is today?
We don't guess. We ask questions. We're cops.
Okay, well that was my question.
Guessing is on a slippery slope when
This guy's smart,
we start making.
Well, have you come out here to
I'm not-
have some
I'm
sort
not
of?
smart, it's a
Have
conversation.
you come out here to have some intellectual duel? Because I feel like you're not letting
I'm a
on.
supervisor and I need to know why you're looking there. Corporately, I have to look after my staff, etc.
Corporately?
Yeah, because we're an employer, aren't we? Yeah, so the Met
Right.
Police is an employer, like any other company, yeah? Let's say a shop or whatever, and you're coming and looking into the staff room, yeah? Manager's going to ask you why.
But you're gonna
interest
let
do you
us
have?
keep filming, aren't you?
Well, it's a public place, of course you can film me, I haven't
Okay.
got an issue with that. But filming into there, I have an
Yeah,
issue.
we can film in there as well, though.
I've got an issue with that, though.
Officer tries to push further, comparing filming to staring into a staff room of a business. He argues it raises security concerns while the order keeps cool, reminding him filming in public is lawful. The cop insists he doesn't have to stop him, but must ask why. The filmer cleverly pushes back, questioning what powers the officer has if no laws are broken. It's a battle of logic versus authority, and the officer starts realizing this isn't the usual encounter. The more the cop presses, the more the auditor digs in with sharp comebacks, refusing to yield ground. This part builds a conflict higher and sets up the big arguments to come. If I was to do this, then well, you already are doing it, so I'm asking you why. Okay, well, have you got any powers? Have you got any powers to stop? Have you got any powers to stop me? I never asked to stop you. Yeah. No, I'm just saying I'm not overly interested in... I don't need perhaps my right to have a conversation with you. I think it's all a little bit in vain if you can't do anything about officers have personal vehicles in there. So you building license plates so you can follow people off? Yeah, it's a risk. Hello. Sorry. Yeah, but it's a risk. 'Cause it is. Yeah. I'm not saying it's yourselves, but it is a tactic for some people, where they'll film people coming out of here and following off. Yeah. Broad daylight in front of your face. Yes. Really. Yes. It's happened. Yeah. I'm not going to go to the details of that, but yeah. Terrorism threat. Really? What? In broad daylight? Yeah. So this can all be seen on Google Earth, though. Yeah, that's fine. It's a fixed image, isn't it? You filming people coming out. I feel like prospective terrorists wouldn't make it so easy for you to those people with intelligence. Okay. I said perspective. Don't credit such people with intelligence. They're not incredibly intelligent people. And also on top, have you dealt with a lot of terrorists? Also on top of that, okay, if you now the officer raises a big one, terrorism. He suggests filming officers' cars and license plates could be a tactic for intimidation or worse. The auditor immediately dismantles it, pointing out that Google Earth shows a building clearly, and terrorists wouldn't operate openly in broad daylight. The officer admits perspective threats aren't always intelligent, but his argument feels shaky. The more he talks, the more the auditor turns his logic back on him, exposing cracks in the reasoning. By flipping the narrative, the filmer shows how exaggerated the cop's fears sound. This is where viewers start to see who really controls a conversation. Think about how a terrorist behaves. Do they want to be all clandestine, or do they want to get as much attention as possible in doing stuff? I mean, yeah, so you just said it. If a terrorist was to then they won't do it in the middle of the night and attack. I don't think a police station is a valuable target for a terrorist. I feel like civilian dense spaces would be a target. I'm not going to go into the details. No, because this is a secure building. You lot are trained. You know what I mean? But you're filming inside. It's a secure building? So why are you filming inside a secure building? There's a question. You just not led yourself into that question. I haven't really. Well, you've just said that it's secure. So if it's secure, you've got nothing to worry about. But then why are you filming it? Because I've got an interest in the police station. It's not a negative. I feel like you've soused out that we're not here for any trouble. I know, but you're not being very clear about I can tell by your demeanor that you don't. Nobody else. My demeanor is open and I'm standing like this. I've got no intentions to grab hold of you or anything. My demeanor, right? I'm totally credit. I'm giving you credit for that. Talk about my demeanor. Okay. Because that's not an issue, okay? But if you're filming a secure building, it's not an issue because you're having a converse. You know what time it is, man? You know what this is? Glasses in session, and you're doing well? No, I'm not. You're doing well right now. It's not about doing well, but I've got a duty of care to my staff. If you're filming in a secure location, you might be looking up. Okay, how do we prepare about how we get in here? What are the vulnerabilities? How do I get over the wall? Etc., etc. Who can I follow off and intimidate them? And also, it's not impossible. Yeah. That's why I've got to come and ask you the question, because I don't know. So have I satisfied that? We're not here for that. So how are you going to satisfy who you're uploading that to or whatever? Clear, you tell me. The conversation heats up as Section 43 of the Terrorism Act gets mentioned. The officer stresses he could use those powers, but admits he doesn't have grounds. The auditor calls it out. If he was truly a suspect, they'd have detained him already. This sharp exchange flips the balance. The cop realizes he's overreached. Instead of intimidation, the filmer has turned it into a lesson on rights and reasonable suspicion. The officer surprisingly begins to show respect. You can feel the shift as the once confident cop starts backing away from threats and settling into dialogue. This part is where the tide turns in the auditor's favor. You tell me more about what you're doing. And you know what? To be honest, Sergeant, like everyone else is just walking past. You were stood here filming people at the gate. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Sorry. With all due respect, I don't come out here on blue lights. Are you going to let me talk or what? What if someone comes out here on blue lights? Are you going to let me talk or not? So, with all due respect, you want an explanation, but technically, I don't actually have to give you an explanation. I'm in a public place. I'm doing something legal. You know, I can just keep quiet. If my suspicion crosses a threshold, I may use a police. No, you can't do that though. No, you can't do that though. You don't think? No, I don't think you should. Open search under the Terrorism Act. There are powers. We don't want to do that, you know. Come on, sorry, we had a nice chat. Let's not go down that route. Well then listen. Then help allay me fears about why you're building. If I was a prospective terrorist. No, listen. Don't be saying stuff like Section 43 this and that. You thought I was a terrorist. I expect you to come and grip me. I expect you to come and grip me straight away. I don't need to, because I'm talking. No. I would expect you to. It's a power that I've got. Okay. I'm not afraid to use it if I feel I can use it. But right now, I don't feel like I need to. So don't, just because I mention it. So what? So you're going to use it if I don't explain my presence. Just because I mention it doesn't mean I'm going to then do all these other things, right? You come out strong at the start and now you're no. Because you said to me I didn't have certain powers and I couldn't lay hands on you. I'm telling you this, I can. If there are powers there that I think I can use, that doesn't mean that you then say, oh, so you're going to use these? No. Just because I'm telling you they're available doesn't mean I'm going to use them. I love this guy. So intelligent. Yeah. You're smart. You're smart. How would you reasonably suspect I'm a terrorist? Reasonably, there could be a whole load of reasons. And if I was going to detain you and do all that stuff, then I'd write it on a bit of paper on a stock slip, and I'll give it to you as ground for detention or research. But at the moment, I ain't got that. So why do I need to explain it? Don't need to, because it's not there. I'm having a conversation because you seem like a nice guy. I'm all right. You just been a little bit difficult because you need some content for your online stuff. Okay. So, you know what? You know what time it is. I told you. See, I told you that you knew what time. How did we get there? No, but I knew now you knew already. See, I can read you, man. The minute you come out here, your demeanor, you're all relaxed. You know what time it is. Yeah, because you know what time it is. You know what this is? Actually, because you talking about terrorists, because I've got no reason. You've come out to talk to the camera. No problem. No, I'm talking to you. At what point have I looked to the camera that demeanor? Good looking guy and that it wants to be on camera. You're just making me blush now. I appreciate camera. You're just making me blush now. I appreciate. Highlights how suspicion without evidence leads nowhere. And the cop actually agrees. It's rare to see this kind of de-escalation. The officer goes from talking terrorism to admitting the auditor might just be a decent guy with a camera. The tension begins to cool. The power struggle softens into mutual understanding, showing how persistence and calmness can turn aggression into dialogue. It's a masterclass in holding ground without raising your voice. Why are the others not talking to me? Because I'm a supervisor. I hear that someone's filming in the nick. I got to come have a look. Well, it's not good to have that blue line. A lot of people don't like that. What blue line? The blue line, you're defacing the British flag. Defacing the British flag? Yeah. Although that a lot of people hold that opinion. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm indifferent towards it, but you have a view on that. You have a view. I'm indifferent towards it, but you don't say much. What's your game? You got 2 cameras. He's just my backup. He's a muscle back. He's like you. I want to be like him when I grow up. Be filming this guy. Put him on the camera. No, seriously. In terms of security threat and risk. I can film through the gate, though. I'm going to keep filming through the gate, though. I know you don't like it, but I don't like it because there's people. Look, there's people with personal vehicles in there. Okay. Yeah. Well, they should come get the bus to work, then if they're concerned about that. Yeah. You got cameras everywhere. Our fault for doing our job. You can't flip it that way. All right. I'll tell you what. If you're doing stuff that looks suspicious, I gotta have a conversation with you. It's no different from stop and search. If I come and speak to you, you're either going to heighten my suspicions or the interaction turns almost friendly. The officer jokes about being good on camera while the filmer compliments his demeanor. They discuss the thin blue line flag, personal vehicles, and why people film. The cop still voices concerns, but the auditor promises not to focus on license plates. At this point, the balance has shifted. What began as suspicion has evolved into a dialogue. Both sides are still cautious, but there's mutual respect creeping in. Even humor enters the scene, proving how quickly tension can be diffused when both parties realize there's no real threat. This shift feels like a small but significant win for accountability. Yeah, I tell you what, you've been reasonable. So, I'll make a conceited effort not to film anyone's registration on YouTube to see the video. I want to see how I look. You look good, man. Trust me, you look good. Don't worry about it. What's the channel? Where is don't worry about the channel? Come on, you'll find out, man. It's your job. You will go investigate how you're a sergeant, man. You go do a little bit investigation. You'll find out yeah, you are, man. You got Sergeant XL, man. Excellent. I wear a uniform. I go out and patrol. I don't do the detective stuff. Oh, you don't do all that stuff. No, go get your notepads. I'll write it down. I'll tell you what it is, unless you want to. Well, you tell me what it is. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the YouTube. You're going to spin me a line, isn't you? No, I ain't going to. No, I ain't gonna play. I've toyed with you enough, man. I'm even left my notebook upstairs. I come down so quickly to come and see you. All right. What about I'm flattered? All right. You can write, my hands are a little bit occupied right now. So it's Kilo. You need some new MXs, though. You need some new Air Maxes, though. You need some new Air Maxes. Omega. Well, that's what I said. Real talk. I need some new Air Max. But, you know, obviously we're doing a lot of footwork. You know what I'm saying? We're getting about. I'm not trying to wear the fresh ones. But it's just one police station you're interested in. You're saying you're interested in more than one? Various. What's the footwork about? You know what I'm saying? We do mileage, man. We get about, man. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to come out with the fresh ones. Anyway, Kilo, Omega, Lemur, Echo, Echo. Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Kilo, Sierra, K. You ain't heard that name before. He's just some idiot, man. It's not me. Someone else's channel. And are you uploading to him or is that you? No, they're currently versus me. But so what is it? Is this community concern about, I'll tell you what it is essentially, or is it's called the PNAC movement? Photography is not a crime. And essentially, what you do is you go film kind of public buildings. Tony Birch, that's me. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a few. You go a lot of places. Yeah, it's a civil rights movement essentially. So that chills me out massively. Actually, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely not anything nefarious. But you genuinely didn't know what this was. No. All right. My bad then. I take that back then. I thought you knew and you just wanted to. Do you think we have social lives? No, but there was a memo that was of Extinction Rebellion. Yeah. We don't do working up there back to back. We're not here and everything. Yeah. Honestly, like seriously, in terms of social life, how am I? Yeah. So all this social media stuff, I'm from a different, I feel like I thought a memo would have circulated around like various police stations about these auditors. It's called auditing, by the way. This is technically an audit of the police station. So we're kind of thinly spread. We bounce around. Look, I work somewhere else uptown. I'm working out here. Yeah. But the threat and risk could be the same anyway. I mean, I'm not going to go into details. I don't know who you're sending it to. But it has happened in the past where officers get followed off and all. No, we're not. This is not our aim. You look on mainstream media and that's what they talk about. That's if you get a member of police or military. Yeah, then that's a win. So I have to keep people safe whether you like it or not. That is what gets, but we want to improve relations between. The auditor explains auditing in the PNAC movement. Photography is not a crime. The officer admits he had no idea what it was and suddenly his whole approach changes. He admits he thought it was a potential threat, but now sees the civil rights movement. You can sense relief on his part, almost embarrassment for not knowing. What started as confrontation now turns into education, and the officer even acknowledges a filmer has been reasonable all along. This transformation is striking. A once skeptical cop becomes a willing listener. By the end of this part, it's the auditor who's educating police, not the other way around. The public and police, we're not here for any trouble. And to be fair, the way that you've kind of gone about it today, people going to watch you, people going to be rating you as well. So what you've done today, you don't need to sate this bit, but if you want to improve relations and stuff, you give me a phone call. Okay. This guy, man, I love this guy. It's fine. You're going to get listen without saying it. Without saying, you read it on there, you'll see where I work. Yeah. I'm not joking. Yeah, we're going to, if I have to be edited out, confidence and all that kind of stuff. Don't film the card. I'll put my phone over it, bro. Over the Met Police. No. I did put my phone. Listen, he is my editor. He's going to edit you alone. All right, my friend. You're special to me. 'Cause you're special to me. You're special to me. Yeah. Embarrassing. I listen, guys. Give this officer a thumbs up. If you're phoning, listen, if you're filming through the gates, we've got to come and speak to you and just ask you to just a bit of courtesy. Yeah. If you want to come and if you want to come and arrange to do it, I've got the big boss in here, Mom Chapel. She's here. Yeah. You want to arrange something where you speak to her and say, this is what you want. Yeah, with reasonable people. This guy got some firm eye contact, boy. But if you just, yeah, that costs more. But if you film me through the gates, I'm embarrassing you really. But if you're filming through the gates, we've got to ask why you're doing it, because all it is a bunch of cars and officers. But that's our time when we are doing our thing and stuff, and it's not what we necessarily want everybody. I understand. Yeah, we're going to probably wrap this up right now. So you've achieved your objective. Exactly, man. But film us rather than film the name. All right. We're happy with that. Say neither. All right, Mr. XL, tell me when you stop filming. I can shake your hand and talk properly. We can talk. Why can't we talk properly now? I ain't got nothing to hide. Okay, all right. I will make a note with the control to say we've had a conversation. So if it happens again, at least we can say, you know what? Supervisor came out. Yeah. And if you're still being, if you're still doing this stuff and it's us saying, all right, let's wrap this up then. It's us saying that we've said it to you already. Come on, you know what? Okay, all right. 3, 2, I'm gonna wrap it up. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So Sergeant XL says, you work with the mayor's office and you were saying, what were you saying? Something about us coming together and doing some stuff. Yeah. So, we work closely with the mayor's office as an action. Yeah. So, we work closely with the mayor's office as an action.